The organisation that interviewed him said that great cover letter, we were really interested and loved hearing what you said in your cover letter. Can you tell us more about that? And he crashed and burned because he hadn't even read the cover letter that AI had created for him.
Hi, I'm Clare.
And I'm Simon.
And today we're having the conversation people usually have after hours. Do you want the first experience someone has with your brand to be a bot?
One job seeker described being rejected after 2 AI-led interviews without even speaking to a human.
You'd feel, what's the point? It's an entry-level job. And a bot is cancelling me out?
Yeah.
So these kind of roles, it's really difficult for bots to find the right candidate because these roles are about work ethic, reliability, honesty and trustworthiness. How does a bot test that?
It shouldn't be about satisfying an algorithm. It should be about satisfying, am I the right person for the role?
And every single time our clients put in the top 3 criteria, attitude. So how does a bot test attitude?
Would you put a AI in charge of leadership?
Absolutely not. I mean, once again, you think about the attributes that you're looking for in a leader. Stakeholder engagement is a huge skill many organisations are looking for from their people. And how does a bot test stakeholder engagement? Anyone can write that in their CV, but how do you actually know? You're taking away the human element of meeting people. I mean, what is it doing to your brand? Then those people are going to walk away and go, don't apply for a role for X, Y, and Z. My experience was you won't even get to talk to someone ever because let's face it, what is the most important thing for your business? Your people.
Your people.
So if you're relying on an AI bot to choose your people, how are you doing the best thing by your business?
Yeah. See, my advice would be for a client and for a candidate, in terms of using AI, I would say use it to help shape your questions as a client. As a candidate, use it as research. How could I best prepare for this interview? Just based on what they're looking for. It can be applied really well, like we were saying before, but if it's done wrong, it actually can have the reverse effect. It actually is making our jobs harder because when you're looking at resumes, the question you're asking yourself, how much of this did they write themselves or was this AI?
Look, let's talk about one thing that we've always said to candidates is make sure you look at the job description and you might write one of your key responsibilities in a certain way and that job description has written it in a different way and use different words, but it's the same responsibilities. So really making sure that you're using those keywords into your application to match because even if it's not a bot testing it, when people look through CVs, they scan very quickly. Usually they take about 7 seconds to read a CV. If they don't see the core skills that they're looking for, in 7 seconds you're gone. Now, never lie. Never say you're something that you're not because at the end of the day,
you will be exposed.
You'll start the job and get exposed pretty quickly and look pretty silly. There are a lot of people that have similar skills to you. I'm not saying they're the same as you, but it is hard to stand out when you're just a piece of paper. So think about how you're going to stand out. It's not just what you're doing now, but in your history that stand out, that say who you are.
So question for you, Claire. A candidate comes to you in your sector or just in general and says, how should I be using AI to support me as a candidate?
So first of all, you can say, AI, this is where I want my career to be. This is the kind of job I want. This is the kind of organisation I want. In 3 to 5 years' time, I'd love to be able to be in this different role. Can you research organisations in this region that A, have the role that I'm currently looking for and B, have the role that I want to be sitting in 2 to 3 years' time? And then research all jobs that these companies have advertised in the last 2 years.
And this is interesting because then you get to the interview process and clients or companies are going to expect people are going to be very well informed. And let's be honest, AI doesn't always get it right, but still using it as their research tool to help them get the information or find the information that's going to be relevant.
And there's some really positive things about AI, but concerning areas as well, as we've discussed. I think what's really important to remember is that AI is there to support you, not do your job. So when you're putting a cover letter together in your CV, do it first yourself. Write it yourself and sit there and do the work, put the effort in. But then use AI to go, can you check over this? Have I used the keywords enough in my CV to really highlight I've got the right skills? You want to be still you.
Well, I heard a story recently of somebody who went for an interview and he went through the process himself and he crashed and burned because he hadn't even read the cover letter that AI had created for him. So he lost credibility straight away. Yes, it was true about his background, but going into an interview and not knowing what was in that cover letter because you had been using AI so passionately to the point where you weren't even reading what was getting sent through. And then he couldn't even explain what was in the cover letter in the interview, and he shot himself in the foot.
I think we need to remember that we are humans. You want to employ humans. So for organisations, just be very careful if you're dehumanising your process. And for people applying for jobs, don't dehumanise your process. Make sure that you are still doing the bulk of the work, the grunt of the work, putting who you are into your application, and just getting AI to support you to make sure if there's anything you've missed, to help you clean that up.
So AI really is there to support hiring decisions, not make them.
Absolutely.